when Larry Cratchit became the DA, he was saying, well, let's do restorative justice, and asked me if I would be willing to help create that program. And so for the last 6 years, that work has involved talking to a lot of people in the community and finding out who they are and what they're doing and how they're doing it, and talking with people, not just in Philadelphia, but really around the state and around the country about what they're doing with restorative justice. With that vision of ending mass incarceration, with that ending of the vision of how do we reimagine a world where prison and police aren't necessary, or they're, at the very least, they're not as necessary as they are being made to be now.
Restorative justice has such a lower rate of recidivism than incarceration does, and also costs a lot less for people to go through the program than typical incarceration.
So my story, basically, I was a young man, 16, locked up in charge as an adult, sent on state road, set up to fail, to not be, anything in life. So Healing Futures got started because it was just this idea on how we can change the narrative of how things go in our city, as far as with young people going through the court system and things of that nature. It's taking a step to hold young people accountable and make up for the things that they did wrong, to make things more right.
One of the really powerful circles that we did recently was with two young people who got into a fight at school that ended up being pretty severe for one of those young people. And they both ended up being in our program doing one-on-one work. The same sessions every week, they would do them on their own. And both worked really, really hard as two young Black men to come together and to talk about how this affected us. What were the things we were bringing to this fight, and how can we make a plan to do things better? Mm-hmm. And they were actually the first two young people ever in Healing Futures who were on either side of like a person harmed and a responsible young person to actually do a plan together.